Hi there, it's Elaine Grundy from the Reiki Center. And in this video, we're going to explore one of the qualities of Reiki that I call the action of osmosis. Now, I know that osmosis is water through membranes, so I'm only using it as a concept. However, I think it's a very important distinction in Reiki because often what I come across, I've read it in books, I've heard other teachers talk about it, is this idea that Reiki knows where to go. Personally, I think that's a very dangerous belief system to fall into, essentially because it is the opposite of self-empowerment. Self-empowerment is, I know where to go, I know what to do, and not in the ego sense, but in the very deep wisdom of my higher self or my integrated self. I know where to go, I know what to do. And the idea that Reiki knows what to do puts me in a very disempowered position because then I'm just, doing my Reiki and hoping for the best, and I'm not engaged in the process. I'm not really active in the process. It's almost like I'm going to a healer or a psychic or a fortune teller, same. So I really invite you to reorientate the way you think, because it really has very powerful implications for you if you start to get in connection, in contact with this innate wisdom that is pulling in the Reiki for its own use. So the idea of osmosis or diffusion or transference is more akin to the energy of Reiki being inert. It's simply the universal life force. Universal life force has no agenda. It has no motives, it has no judgment, it simply exists. And that energy as it exists on that level of life force is always available and available to everyone equally with no judgment. So when I apply Reiki, what's happening is my hand becomes like a membrane. So the membrane opens my receptivity to universal life force. And that life force is drawn into my body by my cells or by that part of me that knows how to refuel, that part of me that knows how to regenerate. And that part of me is what knows what to do with the Reiki. So Reiki in and of itself is an inert, a non-judgmental, very equally available source. But me, myself, I am the one that is doing the work. I am the one that knows what to do. I am the one that is really master of my own life. And this to me is the true definition of self-empowerment. Not that I take the time to do my Reiki, though obviously that is important, but not only taking the time, but also taking responsibility for the healing that occurs. I heal myself. And this is a very, very powerful way of looking at the way that you are running your life and the way that your life, in a sense, is running through you. So as you go deeper and deeper into Reiki, you start to see that not only do you know how to heal yourself, but you also start to open up to the fact that you know what to do. You know what are the next steps. You start to get in tune with the life force that is running through you. That life force really becomes much more easy to read. Should I go left? Should I go right? This is something that becomes much easier. And I joke, but it's not actually a joke, that if you really open to your intuition, you no longer need to make decisions because it's very clear what the decision is. There's no SWOT analysis. There's no pros and cons. If I do this, if I do that. That's all the monkey mind that is making up all this stress and this unnecessary decision making. So for me, the idea of Reiki as an osmotic or as an inert energy source is more akin to going into a petrol station and filling up my car so that it has enough fuel to get to the next place where I want it to go. And Reiki is very similar to that. It's taking care of the vehicle of the body to ensure that you have the vitality, the energy, the motivation to go where it is that you need to go. And I think this is a much, much more powerful way of looking at Reiki, rather than throwing up your hands and going, oh, well, I don't know, Reiki knows where to go, not me. Then it really isn't particularly helpful. So I hope that's useful for you to think about it in those terms. It's certainly the way we talk about it in the Reiki Center, and it's one of the 10 tenements, one of the key structures of our philosophy here. Thank you.